Right, so this is one of our clients, Graham. We had the pleasure of installing solar system for himself a couple of months ago. I just have a couple of questions to ask you, Graham, regarding your installation. So the first one I have for you is, what made you decide to go solar in the first place?
So the reason for going solar is my parents have a house in the Scottish borders,
Okay.
and we were one of the trial families when the British started to put solars onto the roofs. So we were one of the first people to get it, and
Fantastic.
the benefits from a cost saving, from the energy saving, it's just a no-brainer, really. It's something that I would encourage everyone to get done as soon as they can.
Brilliant, brilliant. And did you have any concerns before installing solar?
The only slight concern I would have had is obviously English you can do in the UK, but how is it going to work in Spain? Was there any government rules, any government regulations? That was what I wasn't 100% sure on.
Okay, cool. And why did you choose us to carry out the process for you?
So obviously I did my checking with other companies, but you guys were the first ones to get back. You were also the ones that provided the most information, and you're not a we want the money sort of
Yeah. We see that a lot on the coast.
Yeah, a question could be asked and answered, and yeah, you just guys seem to know what you were talking about more than most.
Brilliant. Well, I'm glad that we were able to help you regarding the information beforehand and showing you what you were going to get before we sent you a bill. Regarding the installation process, how was your experience with that?
Perfect. You guys, obviously, you came and you did a recce. You gave a quick overview of what you thought was needing done.
Of course, yeah.
You turned up with the stuff you needed. There was no damages made. There was no dirt left. I mean, as you know, I left you guys on your own just to get it done for one of the days, because it was just such an effortless on my side and such an easy way to say, guys, crack on and get it done. Yeah. So for me, it was.
Our team, they try to just blend in when you're there and try not get in your way. And then look, if you can leave us the house to carry out the installation, even better. You know, the guys always clean up after themselves. They work to the highest standard, you know. Was there anything that surprised you about going solar at all?
I think the only thing that surprised me was how quick it was, how quick it was actually done. Again, going back to the experience we've had in the UK, the first one, we were a trial period, so there was someone constantly having to come back and forth and move it slightly here and move it up further because the rain was going too far down the drain. Then we had an issue in the UK where there was a hole left in the wall. But with you guys, there was nothing wrong at all. I mean, even my mum checked, and she was notorious for it, and she went, Graham, it's perfect. There was nothing at all wrong.
No, I'm glad to hear it. Now, as you said about the reason there with the first installation when in the UK that you got off a separate company with the panels being moved due to the gutter, we actually have a software on board that we use where we can map out your roof and we see it to the exact spec size to our panels. So that's how we avoid anything like that ever happening, you know. Regarding the results of your installation, have you noticed a difference in your energy bill yet?
Yeah, again, it's only been a couple of months, but just to give you an example with numbers, the first month it was about 60 euros, and then the second it was down to 40. And that's really before and that's over a pretty dry January and February. But yeah, if you look, the information you can get on the app, all of that stuff goes through, so you can do a rough calculation in your head. But it's definitely the results, mainly over summer. That's when you're going to really reap the benefits.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And how does it feel knowing that you're generating your own clean power?
Well, again, having done it in the UK, it's just that, you feel a little bit more not self-conscious, but more self-aware of the fact that you're doing that little bit for the environment. Especially where you live in Spain, you've got to make sure that you recycle the paper, the plastic, the vegetable oils, the oils, doing that little bit more with the solar panels on the roof.
It's just our own little bit, isn't it?
Exactly. And I think to actively encourage anyone else to get it done as well. I think that's that is a real big thing, is making sure everyone that can get it done really does look into it.
Absolutely, absolutely. And last question I've got for you is, would you recommend Marblanc Solar, and why?
I think, for me, one, there was obviously, you had an understanding of what you were doing. So that was a real big plus, the fact that you turned up and you definitely weren't cowboys. Second, the extra mile you went with actually going through if you remember the electricity, you said that the panel board was quite old and outdated, which it was. So you guys could offer that extra service to get that up and running. But I think for me, the main one was the trust, the fact that I could leave you guys at the house. You knew what you were doing. You came back just to make sure everything was going well. And the after service has been outstanding, like second to none. Drop you a text, you reply almost immediately. So for me, it's, I don't have anyone living in the house. My mum or dad might go every couple of months, but I know that if there is a problem, I can get in touch with you guys and it will be fixed as soon as we can get it done.
Brilliant, brilliant. And if you could sum up your experience in one sentence, what would it be?
It's one sentence or one word? I think the one word would just be perfect.
Brilliant.
Honestly, it's if I have to use a sentence, no issues at all.
Fantastic, brilliant. Thanks so much for that, Graham. We really appreciate all of our clients jumping on and giving us some feedback on our services. Yeah, thank you.
No problem at all. Anytime.
Cool.